Done is better than perfect. And this is about uncovering... Excuse me. Let's take a breath. Done is better than perfect, which is why I am delivering this to you now from my bed before I've had a shower and not on my computer, because I've got it into my head that a video has to be done on the computer. Don't really know why that is. So done is better than perfect, uncovering the hidden perfectionist that has been holding me back. And I never would have called myself a perfectionist, because I say the words done is better than perfect quite a lot. However, there's an underlying saboteur that's been at work, that has been perfecting everything. The little niggly voice at the back of my head saying, that's not really very... Can you have a better background than that? I don't know, your hair doesn't look very nice. You look a bit tired. Have you really got the energy for this right now? You need to put your computer on, and then you'll need to save it, and then you'll need to promote it, and then you'll need to put it out there, and it's just far too much. You've got MS, you know. You need to go lie down and rest. That's what that little niggly voice says. And then I've got the other voice that says, come on, let's get there. We can do this. We've got everything going on. We can 100% build this business. We can get this message out there. We can change the world for the better. Come on, girl, you can get that message out. That illness does not have to be a scary, horrible thing. What happens if your illness was the best thing that could possibly happen to you? And you can't step into that paradigm when we're stuck in the old paradigm of, I've got this incurable disease that's going to get worse, and there's nothing that you can do about it. There is so much that you can do about it. And it's such a shame that our doctors aren't on board with this work. It really isn't, because if we had the combination of the medical knowledge and desire to help people, along with the spiritual and psychological ways that we work, then it'll be a force to be reckoned with. But for some reason, those two groups are sort of at loggerheads with each other. It's just crazy. So my mission is to get more people talking, to build the bridges with the medical profession, to actually say, hey, look, it's not you versus us, it's us combined can create healing throughout the world. I mean, who doesn't really want that? But yet we're so tied up with what our version of true is and what our version of reality is. If we're able to see it from somebody else's perspective, it opens your doors. That's what's so lovely about meeting new people, because and from different cultures and different places in the world and different beliefs. Because what we tend to do is we tend to connect with people that believe the same things as us, which is comforting, because it reinforces that actually we're right. Actually, this person thinks it and this person thinks it. I guess this is why we collect naturally in communities that are like that. I suppose the first thing is we all live close together, so that's our commonality. But something like a church, we're like, well, we believe this, anybody else believes it, come with us. So the more people that believe that are then joined to that community, and therefore we get more and more comfortable with our beliefs, and more the idea that it is true. It is true. And then what happens is at doors closes to what else could be true. You know, I'm sure you've all had an experience where you thought something was true, and then you learned a little bit more. You awakened a little bit. And I know there was a lot of awakening going on during the COVID times. As literal doors slammed in our face, it made people question, really? Is this the truth that I want to live by? I don't know who to. Oh, so I've got some comments. Thank you very much. Forgot what I was going to say now. That's the only thing with comments. Talking about perfectionist, I was talking about. Oh my goodness, what was I talking? Oh, illness being a gift, and the paradigm of how we think it is when we connect with or spend a lot of our time with people that think and feel and believe the same things. So this is about opening your mind a little bit to different ways of believing. Talk to different people that you wouldn't normally talk to. If you're a member of a Christian church, go into a synagogue or a mosque and have some conversations with other people that believe different things. And even as I'm saying that, I should really follow my own advice and do a bit of that. I have done Bible group with a friend, which again, as somebody is, I'm not, I don't subscribe to any organised religion. In fact, I think they're all very flawed because they are taken over mainly by men, and then they put their tilt on it, so it's not pure, it's not the pure essence of what the religion was based on, which I believe we have inside of us. So we've each got our own spirit. We don't need to go pray to somebody else's idea of what the God force is. The God force is within all of us. We can all tap into it when we practice and when we intend, set with intention. So just start the day gifting yourself a little bit of time. I've got let me show you, I've got a little altar on my windowsill. See my messy room, my little teddy bears, and I've got a candle, and I've got some incense sticks, and I've got some crystals and some oracle cards, a bit of nature. And I look out and I've got a poem from my niece, and a singing bowl. And yeah, I get to look out in nature. And then I give myself between 30 and 60 minutes, depending how much time I've got, to connect in. I've got a little ritual which I've created, but it's constantly evolving as I'm learning new little techniques or new little. So at the moment, I do a Kundalini practice called Breath of Fire, where basically you sit cross-legged with your arms in the air like this, with your hands in this sort of shape for 3 minutes. And yeah, that's quite challenging actually. So that's my little challenge for the morning. And then I've downloaded an app called Huma, Huma, and that's got a little soul cleanse sort of course that it takes you through. It's about an 8.5 minute meditation every morning. So I've been doing that. Then I've got my affirmations that I say and my little prayer. And yeah, and then I usually talk to myself a little bit, ask myself some questions, tap in, ask what I need to know right now. Look, the sun's coming through, knocking my head off. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Yeah, just give yourself some time every morning to tap in to what it is you want to be doing, and tap into that future version of yourself. Just even for a couple of seconds, say, right, okay, that's where I'm going. Hey Gina, I've got you, that's where I'm going. Just guide me on that way, and I'm willing to take a windy path, because I know that however long it takes me to get to where I want to go is okay, because once you get to where you want to go, there'll be somewhere else that you want to go. We don't just go on holiday and that's it. As soon as you come back from one holiday, you're starting booking another one, and this is the same thing. So this is about if you had to go from I don't know, from England to Jamaica, that was your holiday destination, say. And if you only had 2 or 3 weeks, you'd plan it, wouldn't you, to the nth times to make sure you got the most out of everything and also included time for your rest and recuperation. But what if you knew that actually that trip to Jamaica, there's no end date. The longer you make it last, the more fun it will be, really. So okay, so that means every step of the way you're just looking around. What's in this moment to bring me joy? What's in this moment that can put a smile on my face? What in this moment can ground me? What in this moment can lift me up? And even I'm just looking at the shadows that are going on my body at the moment. And even that, it's like a moving work of art that is moving over my body. Just watch that. It's literally, I've got a work of art on my body. So that is what I mean by noticing and finding joy in each moment. Even when I look at the little, getting a bit older now, a little bit of wrinkles in my neck, but even when you get past the judgment of it's a wrinkle, I don't really want a wrinkle, to, oh, look at the shadows it makes on my skin. Look how I get really into the depth and I didn't know it was attached to my neck. What would it look like? How do the shadows looking at yourself as a work of art rather than a judgment of what's good or bad. And if you get into the detail of any part of your body, even the hairs in your nostrils or the spaces between your teeth. Does anybody else floss? Because that's very, very satisfying. You get into the so you keep your teeth nice and gorgeous. But yeah, and you connect in with your teeth. So this is about connecting in with all the different parts of your body and loving it. Maybe seeing it in a different light. So if you've got a part of your body that you don't like, that you're judging, okay, I'll be honest, my bottom is not as pert as I would like it to be. It looks a little bit saggy at the back, and now my skin's sort of got a bit, I haven't really got many stretch marks on it, but it's just sort of, it's not like you see in the magazines. It's not a pert little 16-year-old's bottom, which you'll be surprised to find out because obviously I'm not 16-year-old. But there's always still parts that would like to have the bottom of a 16-year-old, of course. But so embracing that part of me and actually loving it anyway. So I'm going to have some bottom love later on. Now I've professed on live TV almost that I don't sometimes like my bottom. So when I find myself judging, that's when I use the Ho'oponopono prayer. I don't know if you've come across this before. So it's an ancient prayer. People just chant it, and it just soothes out the vibrations. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. So you're saying sorry as soon as, and you can say this to yourself or you can say it to somebody else, or you can just say it. But for me, it's like if there's a moment where I've realised I'm judging or I've not behaved in the way of my future self would be proud of, then I notice. I think that's the celebration, just noticing when you're not speaking to yourself very kindly. We all do it, of course. It's there's that underlying negative something that's trying to keep us safe, telling us where we're going wrong, telling us where we're not good enough. And the reason it's telling us we're not good enough because it's scared that if if we knew that we were good enough, we'd just be flying in life. And that feels a bit fast and a bit scary. But what happens if it's not? When I was, tell you a little story of when I was in Amsterdam with my son Zach, and we went up the Adam building, which if you ever go to Amsterdam, I would thoroughly recommend. It was the old Shell building and it's 20 stories high. And at the top, they've got a giant swing where you can literally swing off the top of the building. It's so cool. They have also got a virtual reality roller coaster, and we had to go both on the swing and on the roller coaster. And the swing was amazing, but the roller coaster was just off the planet, literally. So you knew you were 100% safe. You saw the little bucket seats that they had you sitting in. There's a handle to grab, and then you've got the VR glasses on, and it moves slightly, not very much. Yet when you're in the virtual reality, it was the roller coaster ride of your life, where it's swinging off the side of the building and going round and round. We've got dragons flying overhead, black holes up into the light, and all of a sudden, and all the time your stomach's twisting all those circles that it does if you're on a roller coaster. But all the time I had in the back of my head, I know this isn't real. I know this isn't real. And even the pictures weren't, I knew they weren't real, because it wasn't like being in a photograph. It was like being in a really good drawing. And so in the back of my head, I knew it wasn't real. I knew I was 100% safe. And I remember even just saying to myself, you can just enjoy the ride then, because nothing bad can happen. So when it felt like I was nearly going to get flown off my seat or flying off the edge, when you get to the top of the roller coaster and they have you thinking you're just going to fall off the edge of the world, then I could just enjoy that feeling of, oh my goodness, what? Yeah, it does not matter. It's like jumping into jumping in from a high, to a high pool, just knowing that it's going to be warm and fun and exhilarating when you get there. So, right, invitation to myself, because every time I talk about this, it puts a smile on my face, because it really just was the best, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes that I've had in a long, long while. And if we could do that every morning, because it just makes you realize how our brains can alter our reality. And it is possible to create our own reality. That's what I'm doing. That's what this work is all about. It does not happen overnight. You have to work and work at little tiny belief by little tiny belief, and you think you'll have one nailed, a bit like me with my perfectionist. I didn't think I was a perfectionist. I'd got this sorted. I'd worked on this already. But yeah, she was still very, very much there. And the more ideas I got, the more the perfectionist was telling me to slow down. So here I am, just getting on and talking and not worrying about getting it perfected. So from the bedroom, with a beautiful painting going on over my neck, and just deciding to put this out there, because when you're diagnosed, when you've been diagnosed with any sort of illness really, but certainly a long-term one, you're told, most people are told, there's nothing that you can do. Most people are told it's going to get worse. Most people will be told it's incurable. And then they haven't really got much to go on. What can you say after giving you that's your possible future? Well, that is your possible future. But it's only one of an infinite number of possible futures that you could have. So the more we focus on where, it's like anywhere, if we're focused on where something, that's where we're going. So this is about changing the focus to a future, your future, that you actually want. to come into realization, not the one that your programming has got you focused on. It's the reason I'm not listening to my doctor, because his focus and because his experience is very, very different to what I want mine to be. And nobody knows who's right or wrong. We've all heard stories of radical remission, of people overcoming stage 4 cancer just when they let go and did what they loved. Yet we'd prefer to believe that actually it's a horrible, horrible thing, illness. It really doesn't have to be. It can be that roller coaster ride, or it doesn't have to be a wild and crazy. It could be a gentle roller coaster ride. If you don't want the highs and lows, just go for let's ease it out. And that's what this work is about. It's about taking the highs and the lows and then smoothing it in so it becomes more relaxing, more enjoyable, less frightening. You just know that you are supported every step of the way. It takes the fear out of it. And with the fear gone, our nervous systems can calm down, and healing is inevitable. So, yeah, I think that's me for today. Let's just reflect on what we covered. So I talked about done is better than perfect. I talked about the perfectionist in me stopping me from moving forward. I talked about listening to that part of me, but then this other part was calling, this part that was to say, hey, talk about this and things can start changing. The more people that have this conversation, the better it will be. So get this message out to anybody and everybody that actually you can create or change, or it's not even create and change because it's already there. You just need to choose. You just need to choose your future, what you want that to be. And every step of the way, you can change your mind. You can take a step towards that one and think, yeah, you know what? I'm done with that now. I want a different future. Maybe one day I'll have a different future where I think, oh, you know what? I don't want a business in my future anymore. That's okay. I can shift to a different one. But at the moment, it's definitely there. It's definitely there, me talking on stages and changing the perspective of people to recognise that illness does not have to be a bad thing. Illness is a gift. It really is. And if we can start looking at it like that, then we alleviate all of the fear. It just becomes an opportunity for growth. And what I really would like to do is have our medical profession and our spiritual personal growth profession join together. And because we're all in the place of helping people, we've all got the same intent, yet we just not sharing or sharing limited amounts of each other's beliefs, and there'll be magic in all of them once they start merging together. So if you know any doctors or any medical profession that would like to talk, then come and send them my way, because I'm creating a podcast at the moment and all around changing perspective of illness. That's it. That's what it will be doing. So if I can have some conversations with doctors and the medical profession to see actually how we can bring together the two parts of the same puzzle, because it just seems obvious to me that that's the way to true healing. So thank you all for listening. Thank you. I don't know what you mean donate. I'm able to donate. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know. Message me if you've got any queries. I'm pretty new on these new YouTube lives. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they all say, and so I've not really taken much notice of the comments, and to be honest, I can't make head nor tail of most of them. So if you've got anything that you want to say, do comment. I'll have a look once it all pings up, or DM me, and yeah, we can have some conversations. All right, beautiful people, have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, a fabuloso weekend, and yeah, uncover that hidden perfectionist. Is there a perfectionist in you that is stopping you moving forward? Some little voice that's saying, oh no, people won't like that if you're not this enough, that enough, or the rest enough. Yeah, and just bring her to the light. Welcome her in, welcome her or him in, and say, hey, yeah, you've done me well, because here I am. But I think it's time to shift that and shift our trust in something bigger than us. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you. How do I switch off? I don't know. I think we just turn off. So yeah, bye-bye.